Hello everyone, it's Adam here. We're going to be installing the R18 engine guards on a BMW bagger. So, just so you know, first of all, this kit does not come with the hardware. So when you go to order it, you'll need to add the bolts you're going to need. That's the part number for the kit. It's $500 from BMW direct. I'm going to show you where you actually install everything in a second, but these are the stainless steel guards. They are hollow, but they are made by, well, they're designed by BMW, manufactured by someone, and they're made in Poland. So you're going to be installing them in that little hole. That's an M10 right there. And on the bottom of each of the front parts of the frame is also an M10. You'll notice here that steering stabilizer is going to be in your way, but if you turn the wheel to the far right and then pull the stabilizer down, you can actually install this without needing to remove the front steering stabilizer. And that's your lower bolt right there. So since hardware didn't come with this, I had to find out what bolts fit. I did order the BMW hardware, but yeah, do my best here. So what you're going to need is one M8 1.25 thread and 20 millimeters long, and three M10s at 1.5 pitch and 30 millimeters long. And of course, it says install Loctite 243. So unfortunately, yeah, you have to buy your own hardware from BMW. Even though RevZilla's listing for this part says hardware included, it is not. So I've got a 17 millimeter hex here for this kit. I just got that threaded in a couple of threads. No Loctite yet. I'll show you why in a second. Just that laying there. We're going to go to the other side and do the exact same thing. 3 or 4 turns of the thread, get that thing in there, and then you're going to go ahead and hook up the top. For the top, though, that M10, you can use thread locker because, well, it's going to be there permanently. So right there, get that in, get that on. You'll see where my pinky is. There's another M8 hole right there. That's because you're going to be sliding the other crash bar into that M8. Once you slide that on, then you can tighten everything down. So I think it was 56 Newton meters for the top, 19 for the bottom with Loctite. On the other side, we're going to slide that into there and then attach that M8 20 millimeter in. A little bit of thread locker. Maybe too much thread locker. And I actually ended up using a 15 millimeter socket wrench, or it's not a socket wrench, Joker wrench from Wera to get this thing in there because it's a little bit tight. And then there's your 15 socket for that if you need it. So didn't have to orient the bike at all once I had that wheel cocked to the right. Everything else went very, very smoothly. I did use a torque wrench to get this completed, and you can see engine bars are on. I think it takes away from the design a little bit, but it will mean protecting those beautiful $400 covers if I ever lay it over. But this is not a crash bar. It is a layover bar or tip over bar. But it is solid. Seriously, it is very solid once you torque it all down. Do not over torque it though. You will have a bad time. Now let's move on to the leg rests. The installed leg rest requires the engine guards being installed. These are manufactured by Touratech for BMW. I'm going to go through here. You can pause if you need to. Part number is right there at the top. That's what you have in your kit. I think you're torquing all these down to 19 Newton meters. It comes with this plastic tape you use to protect the steel. But yeah, there's your torque specs. 243 Loctite, and then tightened to 18 Newton meters. Sorry, I think I did mine to 20, but really it doesn't, 18 to 20 isn't a huge difference. Get everything out there that you need first. Lay it all out. Make sure you have the right spots, and then you can install that little plastic tape wrapper stuff. I actually ended up installing the plastic wrapper onto the engine, the leg rests themselves, and then finding the right spot. Touratech's hardware is T45, and there are your leg rests, and there's your little white plastic stuff that you put on. So I installed it there. Thought it actually worked a lot better for me because it took me a while to find out the right spot. It's going to take some trial and error to get the right spot because you want to make sure it fits perfectly where when you tighten it down, you have very little gap left over. So Loctite applied and torque to 18 and you're done with that side. There's a rubber piece underneath the leg rest that kind of comes into light contact with the fins when your legs are on it. But that's by design. It transfers a little bit of heat to the leg rest, actually, believe it or not. Now for the other side, same thing as the first. Put that little wrapper in there. Got those on. I'm shooting with one hand, so I had to put the camera down, but here's the final product. There's a couple of pictures after this. You'll see how it looks. So I will say that my legs are very comfortable on this thing. It is a weird angle. It's up high, but it works totally normal when you're actually riding along there. I'm 6'3" with a 32-inch inseam, and so my legs hang right over the edge of the bars, but it works great. Now I've shot about a 3-minute video to show you some kind of closer look at this now that's all installed. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll link to the part numbers below. Safe riding, be careful, and enjoy your R18. Bye-bye. So let's show off the engine guards and leg rests together in a better angle. So what you have here is, this is your steering damper. It's, there's no positive, negative, or plus minus strength. It's just linear. But you have your M10 right there, torqued to 56 Newton meters. You have your M8 right there. That's both bars together. When you see this, it's not really going anywhere. It's stout. This is hollow though, but it's pretty stout. And then down here you have an M10 right there. It's holding this all in. So you can see it kind of goes across the entire front. You can see them both lined up here. It takes away from the design of the R18. So if you're about style over function, then you might not want to do this modification because it takes away a lot of the motor's presence is kind of gone. You're still going to have it from the rear, but you're adding a lot of chrome to this thing. See on the other side, M10 down below, you see how they've made this angle away from there to not get in the oil cooler. You also have this hole here so the stabilizer you can go through, which is really nice. So that's all basically together like that. It's Labor Day weekend, everyone's up here partying. Now, let's show off the leg rest. So for the leg rest, they have a rubber bottom right there. So it doesn't touch all the time, but whenever your legs are on it, it has a little bit of heat absorption. These coils get pretty hot, these fins. With jeans on and work boots, you can feel the heat. Like these themselves are a little bit warm when you first put your legs on them, so it's definitely pretty hot. These are T45s that are torqued to 19 Newton meters. You can see how it's a little bit off, a little bit of space there, but they're not going anywhere. So it's fine. As for ergonomics, great ergonomics. It looks like they're high. It looks like they're actually too high up. But when you're up here and you put your legs down them, it's a perfect angle. So my feet, my heels hang right here. If you're shorter, your heels will be here or hang here. There's no other way around it. These bars had to go somewhere. So yeah, let's show up the other side. Here's the back, actually. You can see from the back how it's angled right there. The same thing, you get that rubber spacer, just barely touching. Towards 19, both sides. You can feel the heat from this thing. It's hot. So you can see how that didn't quite close all the way up. But seriously, once you torque it down, it's not going anywhere. So that's that. Thanks for watching. Hope this video was helpful. Ride safe.